Not giving a FCK is simple, actually. Not giving a FCK is simple, actually, but it's something we often make more difficult than it needs to be. The key is understanding what truly matters to you and letting go of everything else. It starts with identifying your priorities, the people, passions, goals, and values that bring happiness, peace, and a sense of purpose to your life, and focusing all your energy there instead of spreading yourself thin by reacting to every opinion or piece of drama. This means turning inward, honoring your own worth, and ignoring distractions from external pressures or judgments that add no real value to your well-being. A powerful way to do this is by setting clear boundaries, stating no without guilt, and dropping the need for validation from others. When you care less about pleasing everyone, you become more true to yourself, freeing up mental space for creativity, confidence, and peace of mind. It's a process that involves letting go of attachments, unrealistic expectations, and worries about what people think, recognizing that most people are busy with their own struggles and not paying nearly as much attention to you as you fear. In the end, not giving a F***CK is not a rejection of kindness or compassion. Instead, it's a way of honoring yourself and choosing to care profoundly about what really matters. This transformation lets you grow, become more resilient, and appreciate life without needless stress or overwhelm. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Don't waste the rest of your time here worrying about other people unless it affects the common good." This powerful Stoic quote resonates today more than ever in a world where we constantly care about the opinions of others instead of focusing on our own path. The video, "Stop Caring What People Think," illustrates this message through a dialogue between Himari and a bartender, emphasizing that our true freedom lies in letting go of worries about external judgments. The bartender explains that when we care too much about what people think, we become prisoners, not the masters of our own lives. Instead of boldly following our hearts and ambitions, we become creatures of social pressures, wearing masks to appease the judgments of those around us. The video shows us that we can break free by trusting ourselves, honoring our authenticity, and disregarding the need for validation. This kind of liberation occurs when we realize we do not need anyone else's approval to be valuable. Our worth comes from within, from our ability to be ourselves and contribute honestly to the world. Clinging to external opinion means living under someone else's definition. Letting it go means we become the greatest expression of our true potential. In the end, when we detach ourselves from the need for approval, we become free, purposeful, and alive, adding something uniquely our own to the rich mosaic of human experience. Focus on yourself and stop caring what people think of you. In today's world, we are constantly influenced by the opinions of others. We care so much about what people think, whether we're liked or criticized, that we lose sight of ourselves, our goals, and our happiness. According to Bilyeu, the key to a successful and fulfilled life is focusing on yourself instead of letting external judgments dictate your choices. We care about what people think because we're afraid of rejection and want to feel valued by those around us. This fear traces back to our earliest years, when we learned that fitting in meant securing a place in a group. We carry this forward into adulthood, comparing ourselves to friends, colleagues, or social media influencers, and losing our authenticity in the process. This comparison drains our energy, dampens creativity, and prevents us from making progress toward our goals. The cost of this way of thinking is a heavy one. We become stressed, less happy, less free, and less connected to who we really are. So how can we break free and refocus on ourselves? First, we need to develop authenticity by understanding our values and setting our own standards instead of following someone else's. This involves embracing vulnerability, letting ourselves make mistakes, and growing from them. We can practice self-awareness through journaling or meditation, noticing when we're comparing ourselves to someone else or ignoring our own desires. We can learn to appreciate our progress and celebrate small victories along the way. An effective daily habit is to ask ourselves each night, did I act in alignment with my values today? Or did I make choices that reflect who I truly am? This helps us appreciate our own worth and avoid falling into the trap of living someone else's script. At the end of the day, the most important thing is not what other people think about us, but what we think about ourselves. When we let go of their judgments, we become free to grow, pursue our passions, and contribute our best to the world. This is the path toward a happier, more purposeful, and more connected life, a life that we define ourselves. We care a lot about what other people think of us, much more than we realize, and this can hold us back from living our best lives. Mel Robbins explains that the main problem with people-pleasing is that we prioritize the judgments of others over our own happiness and authenticity. This happens because we are wired to seek social connection and avoid rejection, but we confuse this need for connection with a need for universal approval. We believe we can control the way we are perceived, and we think that if we make everyone else happy, we will feel happier ourselves. Yet this is a flawed view. Our worth cannot be defined by someone else's opinion. Mel Robbins highlights several strategies to break free from this habit and start honoring our true selves. The first step is awareness, noticing when we are acting against our own desires just to avoid disapproval. The second is pausing and reflecting, asking ourselves, whose opinion am I honoring here, mine or theirs? We need to reframe our thinking by affirming that not everyone will appreciate us, and that's perfectly fine. We can say, I'm choosing to do this because it's true to me. Small acts of resistance, like stating an opinion or turning down a request, help us grow our confidence and detach from needing external validation. Furthermore, validating ourselves through journaling, affirmations, or simply honoring our preferences strengthens our ability to be independent and resilient. Mel Robbins also points out that discomfort signals we are growing. Every time we break free from people-pleasing, we become more ourselves. So instead of letting fear dictate our choices, we should celebrate our progress and appreciate the growing confidence that comes from honoring our own judgments. The more we care for ourselves and let go of needing approval, the happier, more successful, and more at peace we become. So today, take a small step toward authenticity. Say no when you feel pressure, speak up when you care, and remember that your opinion of yourself is what truly matters.